It's EastEnders on steroids. God, I didn't know that was going to happen.
Who told you I was wild? Hello and welcome back to Prime Video Club. I am no longer alone in my kitchen. Joining me today in the flesh, it's the one and only Munya Chawawa.
I'm actually real. I exist off of Zoom.
The real boy.
All the banter and eyebrows, but in HD.
Straight in, I would like a 3-word roundup of season 2 of The Boys.
Okay, season 2 of The Boys is shocking, aggressive, and also hilarious. So basically my year 9 school report.
All right, hands in the air, like you just don't care. Kill.
I mean, look, we ended series 1 with Homelander burning his way through his lover's face with lasers.
Yes,
and I thought that was pretty intense, but then you kind of start series 2 and you're like, all right, cool, that was child's play.
Yeah.
Also, eviler than before, I think.
Yeah,
we kind of get
definitely
introduced to themes of racism. It's good to see because that's kind of how the world is right now.
Absolutely,
so it feels very fitting.
For all we know, these maniacs could be waiting for their chance to kill us all.
Spoilers, one superhero who... Not a fan.
No.
What's interesting about her, though, and we're talking about Stormfront here, she starts off as a real sort of feminist icon, and it's kind of like, oh, great, I can get behind this one.
Do girls make better heroes?
Look, no offense. Shouldn't we all just, be competent at our jobs?
She's just a big old racist.
It's a great story arc because it's not even an arc. It's an Alton Towers roller coaster, to be honest.
I think that what's interesting is how nuanced it is that you do get these people in real life who will sort of hold up one part of society and then crap all over another. But interesting character to play, and she's playing it so well.
Yeah.
She's given Homelander a run for his money, which I really like. I mean, he's vicious, he's vile, he's disgusting. You think it's going to be this sort of like a hateful relationship, and then it becomes a love-hate relationship, and they're floating in the air, and there's burned boobs.
It's EastEnders on steroids, isn't it?
My wife, she's alive. Vault's holding the captive somewhere.
What do we think about the continuation of characters from the first series? Like our good old favourites like Huey and Billy, Starlight, how are they kind of advancing for you?
One of my pet peeves in shows or films is where they give you a really spineless character. They're too afraid to do anything. So the fact that now he's come into series 2 and he's kind of like, I've got nothing left to fight for. He's just kind of taking the reins a bit more, and I like seeing that character progression.
Yeah.
I like seeing him become a leader.
I could be that person that nobody thinks is awesome, but it turns out they're kind of awesome.
The Deep's on an interesting journey. Although one thing I will say is, I've got a really terrible gag reflex, and it was being tested when those disgusting gills on his stomach. I'm sorry, but I'm going to body shame the hell out of these gills because they are... The way that they squelch... Oh my God, I had to mute all of his scenes.
Also, they're voiced by Patton Oswalt.
It's like, we love your voice. Could you potentially bend it to the purpose of speaking as a gill? If so, you've got the job.
You just don't see what I see.
The Deep's character, because if you've watched series 1, obviously he, in effect, has been cancelled. What does life become after that?
Well, he tried to apologise to Starlight. She wasn't having any of it. Fair enough.
Starlight, maybe one day you can welcome me back into the 7.
There is no way you're coming back.
I don't know what scene you've chosen as your favourite scene this week, so I'm actually quite excited to see what you've picked. I've got a fun one.
My favourite scene is when we get introduced to a new hero by the name of Blind Spot. It started off well and ended up with him a screaming wreckage on the floor, but we'll have a look. I don't want to spoil it.
Wow. That's impressive.
Now, you don't need super eyes when you have super ears.
Can I just say, that is
He's so
amazing.
keen and he's smiling, and you know everything's going to go wrong because he's smiling at him.
Look at him, he's so charming. He's giving him the full Justin Bieber.
But, because of what you've overcome.
Thank you.
Just end the scene there, just leave it there, and then it's
That
fine.
means everything.
At this point, you should have backflipped out. You should have known.
She's delighted.
Hey, guys,
Oh, I can't.
I just have one question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Okay, brace yourselves.
what happens if
Trigger warning. Massive
I
trigger
do
warning.
this?
Oh, I didn't even know you had that much blood in your ears. That was just... I didn't even necessarily anticipate him stooping that low.
But do you not feel like it was a little bit of a jab at actual Daredevil?
I think the Daredevil franchise would have been slightly less successful if within the first 5 minutes someone had just clapped him across the ears and it'd been the end of the film. Do you know what I mean?
I hope justice is found here today.
This is Homelander has found out he has a kid. He's gone to just terrorize him and the mother. And then he takes the kid out to do a little flying lesson.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Wait, you can't be serious. I'm not going to jump.
Ryan, you're my son. You can fly, just like me.
I don't want to.
I mean, he's got his dad's sass, hasn't he?
He's definitely sassy.
Your body will just do the rest.
Can he fly, Munya, is the question. And from the beginning of the scene, I'm thinking, he's not going to.
You're gonna love
Well, I mean, this
He's
is
not
how
going
I
to.
learned to fly with my dad.
I'm nothing like you. I can't fly.
You can.
Like, I'm with the kid. He's like, no, why would we do this? This is a
See, this is the
terrible
thing,
idea.
He probably wouldn't know how to fly if he didn't spend all his days playing Fortnite on an
Please
iPad.
don't
Do you know what I
make
mean?
He does
Just lazy.
do that, to be fair. There was a lot of scenes of that happening, which I found a bit boring. It's when his hand goes onto his shoulder, you just
Call me Dad.
oh God,
I mean, look,
he looks so sweet.
you can't take this away from him. Homelander's got a great tan from being on the... Oh, God. Oh. I didn't know that was going to happen. I think The Boys 2 is also a little bit of a look on capitalism as well. If it came out that, for example, there was, in this instance, Compound V, which is, a drug that is the create superheroes. If that is true, it's really hard to convince society when the people at the top are the ones making it happen. So, in the instance of Stan Edgar, who is the CEO of, the superhero organisation, he is just very tactical and calculated. You could go up to him and say, look, we've got a stash of the chemical you've been using to create superheroes, and he's not going to be faced because he's got a 10-step plan to make sure that no one believes in your theory. And I find that terrifying, to know that you could have the truth right in your hands and the puppet masters at the top will make sure no one ever believes it.
Whom exactly do your heroes report to? Same person as always. Me.
It's kind of crazy because when you watch Series 1, you feel like, oh, Homelander's the baddie because he's really powerful and he's clearly bad. But then we get to Season 2 and we see Stan Edgar. He just has a whole different energy.
Yeah.
He's much more serene, more calculated, more tactical. And all of a sudden you begin to question yourself and say, okay, who's more dangerous here? Because Homelander, I think, point blank threatened him. And he was just like, go ahead, you ain't going to do it.
He did not care.
And that's scary.
It is scary. He's played by Giancarlo Esposito, who we saw as Gus in Breaking Bad. I don't know if you watched that way back when.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
I think when you see a villain who is so confident without necessarily putting all their cards on the table, you just think, okay, what does this guy have behind the curtains?
He's got something.
It's only a matter of time before the public finds out.
It's interesting because obviously they used Compound V as a sort of the MacGuffin for the whole first series. The whole thing was get Compound V and release it to the world and then they'll all see. It was quite nice actually that it got released and basically a corporation came out, did a press conference and went, yeah, no, we didn't know either. Sorry, that's terrible, isn't it? We'll look into it for sure. But actually we got the terrorist and there's a soup kitchen behind us. So everything's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
We can see parallels between the superheroes, the supes, and real people and real events, right? What would your Compound V equivalent be?
Tea.
Tea? Oh my God, that's the most underwhelming answer ever. When they told me Hazel was wild, I didn't know a shot of Ribena would be.
Who told you I was wild?
Well, I looked at your LinkedIn and it just gave a completely different impression of you, if I'm honest.
What's your Compound V then?
Do you know them things we used to have in our packed lunches as kids where it's like you roll it out and it's like a long red tape of sugar?
Yes.
When I used to have that, let me tell you something. I could run the London Marathon in probably faster than A-Train.
I don't know.
So, Hazel,
yes.
Obviously we kind of need to make sure there's not swearing in this show. So I thought, why don't I do like a PG version of Butcher?
Terrorist. This is a mess, son.
Right, listen. All right, it's all getting a bit heated, isn't it? So, lads, what I say is, get your coats. We're going to go to Balham Petting Zoo. Right, got some lovely baby goats. Yeah, give them a little stroke. Okay. We could even do some goat yoga. Yeah, I've seen that online. Basically, do a bit of downward dog. The goat stands on your back. Just really sort of relaxes you, and then just, in the click of a finger, yeah, just like that, you feel more relaxed. And I feel like is just going to help us reassess this whole soup situation, yeah? So I'm going to get the coat, right, get a cab, and in about 3 minutes we'll be stroking some goats. How does that sound?
I would love if they just cut that entire segment and never explained why.
Sorry?
So as you know, we love to get opinions from the casual viewer, see what you guys think of the shows, and generally ask you very strange questions. So this time we have put it to Twitter. What superpower would you have liked to have in 2020 to help get you through the year?
I dreamt of 1,000,001 superpowers, so I'm interested to see what the Twitter sphere has to say about it.
Interesting. Let's take a look, see what they've come up with.
Jason Cromwell 7, me old boy. He says, not really a superpower, but I'm fairly sure that the remote from Click would come in handy this year. Pause all the bank holiday weekends. Good idea. That's why Jason's my mate. Do you know what I mean?
Like it, Jason. All right. Martian has this to say. The superpower of instantly figuring out the way to cheer up a person, even if I see them for the first time in my life. This is quite sweet. Like a delivery person comes to my door and I give them their new favourite book that I've just pulled out of thin air.
If there's one thing I've noticed about delivery men, it's that they always come in, they're always looking at the bookshelf going, oh, that would really cheer me up, that would, if you could just give me one of them.
Coveting your books.
No, it's a great sentiment, Martian, sorry. Billy Mo Mates says, self-cleaning bum for when there was a shortage of toilet paper. You know, imagine how much time you'd save.
How much exactly? I want to know.
That would shave at least 5 seconds off my day.
Noted.
All right, well, Munya has been surgically attached to his sofa for the past few days, blitzing his way through all of season 1 and 2 of The Boys. We are about to test your knowledge to see if you are a super fan.
I'm a sensei of the soups. If I get one question wrong today, I'll buy this whole room dinner.
We're not staying for dinner.
No, but I'll give you a voucher for dinner then.
Alrighty. Where is Carl Urban, aka Billy Butcher, actually from? I'll give you multiple choices.
I don't need him. He's from New Zealand.
Daddy's home.
True or false? Frenchie is played by a Frenchman.
I know for a fact that guy's never been anywhere near France.
He's from Israel.
Israel.
I'm sorry, but it's not a game now.
What is the organisation formed by Ezekiel called?
Fly Like Christ.
Fly Like Christ is the incorrect answer.
It is.
It is indeed Cage for Christ, and I'm going to let you keep this one.
I said it as you said it, so that counts as well.
Sure, so you can just attach the voucher
no food
to that.
vouchers yet.
Name 7 of the 7 in 7 seconds.
Oh, okay, whoa.
Okay, are you ready?
Wait, hang on.
Name the 7.
So, the 7.
seconds. You're stalling.
Okay,
Go.
Cool. Starlight, A-Train, Black Noir, Homelander, Fishman, The Deep, Translucent, and Victor. Victor.
Who is the Victor?
Who? Victor is a funny one because no one else calls him this, but I call her this. Stormfront. It's Victor.
You can't even give me this, can you? Not one goddamn win.
Well, that's been the quiz, and you did really well, but I'm getting dinner.
Do we have an understanding?
Yes. Well, Munya, you were fantastic as usual.
Thank you.
As Billy Butcher would say about our reunion.
When they're apart, they're absolute rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn Spice Girls.
And Munya, I would like to close the show with 3 reasons why people should watch The Boys Season 2.
Okay, number 1, the fight scenes. Well choreographed, lots of superhero powers being involved, and very gory.
Love it. For me, I would say character development. We've got some existing characters who are being developed really interestingly, and also some brand new characters that have integrated really well. Also, a huge amount of very well written, really complex, really interesting female characters, which you don't see an awful lot. So that's the one for me.
I say reason number 3 is whale attacks. That's not even a spoiler, but yeah, whale guts.
To you at home, thank you so much for watching this episode of Prime Video Club. Don't forget you can catch up on all of Season 2 of The Boys on Prime Video now. It's genuinely so good, so go check it out. Also, like, comment, subscribe on this video, get involved in the comments below. I have been Hazel Hayes.
And I've been Munya Chawawa.
Sure, and I'll see you next time.